Okay, my Forex family, this is Sydney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, and we are the trading places. All right, let's get to work here. Let's see, we're going to King Solomon. Took a few trades today. Whoops. Can you hear me now? All right. Sorry about that. This is Sydney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, and we're the trading places. Let's get to work. Had to re-record that, I'm sorry, for YouTube. My mic was off. Not usually a lot of stuff going on Monday. It's kind of a slow day for volume, but there is activity. Gold made a pretty good move today. I'm sure that's going to continue on an uptrend. It went up $20. So if you were in that this morning, it started off at 9:30. You paid off your house. Great. And it's probably going to continue that way as long as there's weakness in the dollar, which there is. I mean, even though, well, let's take a look. US 30 went up today. So that's a pretty good indicator that the dollar is pretty solid. But there's nothing, the only reason the dollar is even powerful is because supply and demand. And just as a little politics here, we're the only country that can buy oil with our own currency. Like in Germany, if they wanted to buy a tanker full of oil, they have to use US dollars. So kind of unfair, but that's the way it is. Fiat currency is very unfair. That's why the dollar just remains super strong, but I'm not complaining. Okay, so both those are still uptrending. U.S. gold, U.S. 30. Maybe the next couple of days, everyone has the Rochelle indicator, and we use this for scalping. So maybe we can do some of that later in the week, maybe during a slow day. But let's look for some trades on King Solomon. Okay, let's look at euro dollar. Let's open this up. I like looking at the trades on a 240 time frame. Kind of get to see what's really happening. Whoops, excuse me. All right, so let's find out. This is where we are right now. And this is where we ended up for today, right there. And the high just happened to be just under that. So this is the all-time low. So what we try to do when we read charts, I like using indicators is not a big deal. I mean, that's most of the time the indicators are correct. You have to use a little bit of common sense. Like right now, just right now, King Solomon sent an indicator out to go north to buy on euro dollar. Okay, this is on a 240-minute time frame. That means every candle is 2 hours long. So this clear goes back. This right here goes all the way back to June. Since June, we're almost in August. The euro dollar has not been this high. So if King Solomon says, go ahead and take the trade long or buy, it hasn't been there. So could King Solomon be right? King Solomon can't see the future. He just goes off of algorithms, okay? So even here, it would be very dangerous to take that trade because now you're asking the trade to create all new highs. What typically happens when you're at an all-time high or even at an all-time low, when you're at the bottom, you must go. So whatever comes up must come down is what I'm really trying to say in a nutshell. So look at here. Let's go back even further so we could take a look at it. I'm going to go back to a 720-minute candle. This gives us a better picture. This is still at an all-time high, and this is still at an all-time low. You see here? So what I'm trying to say is, even when King Solomon, like let's say King Solomon gave this out, he said it's going to go short just because it's an algorithm. And then look what happened. It hit an all-time low and it went up. This is what we try to find. This is what we try to find. We try to find highs and lows in Forex. This is where indicators, they base their information off. They base their rhythm, their algorithms, their everything. They base it on highs and lows. So the indicators are definitely faster, for sure. But if you want to be a true, I don't even know the word. If you really want to learn Forex, learn how to read charts, okay? So that's why we're always trying to look for support and resistance. So there's no support and resistance here until you get to about here, okay? Now, if you take a look at this, do you see how the money went up? I'm gonna put my highlighter on here. Do you see how the money, I don't know if everybody could see this, but do you see how the money, it was coming up here and it hit this line, it tested it and came back down. It tested it and it came back down. Finally got enough volume to break through. This is what we look for, okay? We look for these breakthrough candles, and boy, that just creates a lot of momentum, okay? If it wouldn't have been for this retracement right here, you would have got King Solomon to give you another signal right here. So over the next course, over the course of the next, I'm gonna put this down here. So over the course of the next few days, you may want to write this down. Euro dollar, I mean, it's going to impress the heck out of me. If this thing, let's put 1 month. 1 month candle. Look at that. Okay, so back, oh, this is a 1 minute candle. Do we even have a 1 month? Nope. Go to a 1 week candle. I guess that's it, the weekly candle. Okay, so we're right here in August, and this is the all-time high, right? But look at this. It's been this high before and even higher. Way up here. But that was back in February of 2019. So we don't like to go back that far just to pick out trades. But in the immediate, I guess we're here in the last year, it's never been this high. So at some point in time, it has got to bounce. Now, let me show you something. I really think, I'm not saying that I'm the master or I can see the future, but this is our line here, August or almost August. This is where this line is. This is where euro dollar stopped today. I'm gonna put an arrow right here. Put this right here, just like this. And I'm going to put close of business today. This is where, maybe I should move this over here a little bit. That was a dumb thing to do, big dummy. Well, anyway, I'm not going to put it because it won't fit. But this is where we close today. Now I want to show you something. Let's go back to September of 2019. When it got to this point, what did it do? It came to this point and bounced. It came down here and bounced down. It came down here and it bounced up again. It tested that and it came back down again, and it hasn't been there yet. So bottom line, money always goes back to where it came from. It always comes home. This may be home here or this may be home here. But I guarantee you, here within the next, it could be today. It may be overdue. It may come up to here. This is where you make your most money. You make your most money at the beginning of a trend. This right here, we are on a weekly candle. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight weeks of growth. Actually, it started here, so more than that, maybe 3 months. It's just been going up. Look at that. Look how, if you would have gotten this thing back in April, that's not a very advisable thing to do, especially with euro dollar. But if you would have taken this trade right here and gotten out today, oh, I can't see. That's 1,100 pips. 1,100 pips. That is a lot of pips. But, you know, you could do 1,100 pips in a month just by doing regular trading. I'm just telling you that there's a lot of growth here. And the reason I say that is because between now and a few hours from now, maybe tomorrow, by the time it gets up to here, we could be looking at a trade where it comes back down. Now, it won't be linear. It'll come down in sections. It may take you a long time, but this is definitely a trade that we should look for to go short. So you may want to write that down. Just look for some price action tonight if you want to take a look at when I mean price action, like it starts going short, or yeah, it starts going short. So I think it's going to bounce. First, let me do this. Right there. 118, 155. Look for a short signal from the king. I don't mean Elvis. At or around 1.18155. Okay, so look for a short signal from the king at or around 118, 155. Now that's just based on what I've seen in history, and that's all you can base off anything in business, sports, Forex, your grades in school. What is your history? What are your tendencies? Well, the tendencies say that it's been here and it bounces down. It did the same thing here, here, and here. So it's all, and it says that it's going to, here's a support line. Let me see. You could even predict this. Where's a good support line here? That's a decent one. This is an even better one. So if this thing turned around and bounced and went to here, I mean, you could potentially be looking at 139 pips right there. Yeah, right there. 139.5 pips. That's a lot of bread. Yeah, you can buy a lot of stuff with 139 pips. There's people that don't even get that in a month. Yeah, so anyway, this is a very, very interesting trade. So so instead of the indicators are easy. It's just, let's go back to the 60-minute. The indicators are easy. If it says up, up, and up, it's probably a trade. Now this one here is starting to turn down a little bit. You see how it's breaking? You see a little red slither right there? That's all you basically got to do. I mean, do you want to just be able to look at indicators like, okay, that's not a trade. Okay, that's not a trade. There's no agreement. I think it's more satisfying when you can actually predict what's going to happen. And I want everybody to, of course, I want everybody to use the indicators. That's really easy. But I want everybody to be a student of Forex, you know. So anyway, let's look at dollar yen, and let's go back to the weekly. So let's erase this. I want you to be able to find trades. Okay. So obviously it started here, and the trend is short on a week. Okay, it's in the middle of the street, but it's going down. Okay, so it's definitely going in a short trend. Let's put a vertical line here. This is where we ended today. Let's do a horizontal line to show where we ended right here. So is this, even though it's a trend that's going down, can this thing go further down? Yes, it can. Look at this. It can go down here. But let's see. Here's a good support line here. So what I would do Because if you're going to get in this trade, it doesn't seem like a lot, but this is 30 pips. It could stop here, but I would wait for it to get down here, because what's going to end up happening, this may look like a trend reversal. Look what it did here. It bounced and went up, okay? It bounced and it went up. It bounced and it went up, okay? I don't know. I mean, it could go here, but that's awfully low, and it may take a week to get there. So take a look out on this one. Let's put a line on it right here. So definitely wait for signals, but what I'm going to say is wait for USD JPY to get to 104.635. I'll just put at or around, and wait for long signal. Whoops, not a signal, a signal. I'm telling you, today I feel like a step behind. I got up at 3:30 to trade, and I took about 3 trades this morning, and then I drank some coffee around 6, then I watched a little bit of TV, and then the city came by and put a pamphlet on my door saying that they're going to do brush collection on the 8th. And I have 100 oak trees in my yard, and seriously, it's 100. And so I took on the job of trimming trees, and oh my God, I felt like I lost about 50 pounds, but I feel really dehydrated right now. So if I'm slurring and stuttering and misspelling words, that's why. So this could be a very good potential trade. If you get a short signal, which another one may come out, just be very careful, because I put up this Fibonacci here, or the support resistance line, but it could just move a little bit and then go back up, and then you're stuck. So even though King Solomon more than likely will give you another signal to trade, I would wait till it gets to the 104.635 or around there. It could go to here, okay? But I just put up a pretty good support line there, but this trade could go long, okay? Let's look at Euro JPY. As a matter of fact, I took these 2 trades this morning, dollar yen and euro yen. I took both of these short, but I took euro yen back over here. Oh no, this is a weekly. So, oh, you know what? I didn't take euro yen, no. So, anyway, let's look at this one. So we are here, and the highs, according to this screen here, are here. Very good resistance line. Look at that. It bounced there, bounced there. It almost bounced. But this is the all-time high on a weekly chart, okay? So we finished up there. Now let's find the lows, okay? This is how you find trades. This is all you do to find trades, okay? So the trade is in no danger of bouncing anywhere unless you put up a line here. Let's see how strong of a resistance line this is. This is a pretty good resistance line. It bounced on both sides. It bounced as support, and let's move this one over here. Well, oh God, come on. Technical difficulties. Okay. So, yeah, that's the shortest it's gone there. So I don't see any, as a support, it bounced here. It never really tested there, but it got a lot of support and resistance here. Okay. So it bounced here and came back down. So who knows? All I know is a few weeks ago, it tested here and came back down. Will it test here and they just bounce around? We call that consolidation. So we really don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do on this euro yen pair, I'm going to say wait for signal, and it's probably going to be long because it just came from the bottom. It's probably going to go long. So I'm going to just say wait for long signal, or wait for any signal. Okay, so in just history will tell you that this one, it bounced, it went down, or it bounced, it went back up. So this is a very, very, very good support line or resistance line in this case. My bet, if I had to put my life on it, it's probably going to go long. Okay, so look for that signal. Even though it's at the top right here, it will make room. It'll keep going. But let's see. Let's go back in time. Let's see when we ever had this, when it was on this side to go on the other side. Let's look. You see, it tested here and came back down. It tested here and it broke. But look at this. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks to bust that line. So just be patient. Let the trade go to you. This trade was back in June, summertime blues. So there probably wasn't a lot of volume or enough volume to get through that encroachment, which is resistance line. So just be very careful. And look at this. Don't be, see, here's the thing about Forex. You have a long signal here, right? A long trend. And don't be scared. Look, it went from here to here, but this is 1 week's worth of candles. This probably will be divided up by, 75 1-hour candles. So this right here is a big move. Let me show you. This is not something to sneeze at. If you were to take this right here and just move it from here to here, oh man, that's not a very good. Let's do it from right here to same height, right there. You just can't see it. Hold on. It was right about here to there. That's 73 pips. That's a lot. Some people didn't even get that in a week. So don't think just because you get a signal here that, oh, it just moved a little bit. We're looking on a weekly candle. It's kind of looking like looking at Earth through a telescope. You really can't see people moving around, but you know they're there. So this was 73 pips. So as soon as that thing breaks, take it. Now, if you want to look at it, I've already have my notes here. So wait for a signal from King Solomon after here. So what you do is you just go to a 60-minute chart. Now we're looking at it really close. So where's my notes? It went back. I can't remember where it was. But anyway, so it has a long way to go. So if you get a long signal, take it, because the next support and resistance will probably be right there. And that's a good one. That is a very good resistance line. So let's take, now this one closed out short, but that's because the US session just closed. So if you take your chart calculator and go from here to here, how many pips is that? That's 32 pips. That is a great move. That's a great move. So I really think that Euro JPY is going to go long, right? So just keep your eyes and your ears open. So even though it's in the middle of the street, kind of, sort of, there is a buy signal here to take it long. Let's take a look at our look at this. So this one's going up. This one's about to turn. And this one, oh no. So it may take a couple of hours, but I think by tonight this one will be good and ready to take long, okay? and it's already starting to trend along. So you got a lot of influence behind you. Okay, let's go to one more trade pair. Aussie dollar, my favorite. I was being facetious on the my favorite. The reason why, it seems like every time it goes up, there's another red candle bringing it down. Look at that. Like, look at this. It goes up, and then it goes up a little bit, and there's a big red candle. See all these red? Even though it's going up, there's a lot of nervous energy right here. There's a lot of hair pulling. You just want to pull your hair out of your head. But bottom line, at the end of the day, it did go up. All right, let's get into it. Let's go to a 480-minute chart. Okay, so we ended up, let's take this down here. This is where we ended the day today. And this is where we stopped, right there. So we have a high right here. So I'm really thinking that it could hit this high. It's not that far. Let's figure out how far it is. Okay, so I would wait. If you're going to do anything with this trade, I wouldn't get in it now. Well, you know, that's 40 pips. So, but I think when it hits that, it's really going to fall down. Let's go to a weekly chart. Let's see how far back we have to go. Okay, so here we are now, and look what happened here. The last time that it hit this line, it drew back. Look at that. Or you can look at it this way too. This candle here, it busted through and it just, you know, it just took off. So, but it was coming from a downtrend and it was testing money, and then it just came back up to its level. So let's look at another. When it came from the bottom, let's see what happened. Okay, so we'd have to go all the way back to February 2016 to see that when it came from the bottom and it busted through here, it tested, it came back, and then it just came up with a vengeance. So, you know, in February, there's a lot of volume. Right now, there's not a lot of volume. So this is kind of one of those things where you're very close to a very good resistance line. I wouldn't take this trade particularly right now. I would wait till it hits. If you're going to take this trade, I would wait till it hits this resistance line here. This, let's see what this one is. Nope, not a vertical line. Right there. It's really weird it didn't give us a number. Let's go back to the 60. Oh, look, let's do it here. It is right here. Oh, that's why, because this one's in the way. So anyway, I can't tell what it is without erasing it. But anyway, let me erase this here. What I'll do is at the end, I'll just put a, let's just put an all-time high just to see where we're at. This is on a weekly. Hold on one second. This is on a weekly. If we're going to see anything, we're going to see something right around here. Okay, so that's my primary, because this was a recent high like last week, and it bounced. Okay, so if you're interested in this trade, I would wait. and it could go either way. I don't know if it's going to bounce, but it's going to do something. Okay. So right now, if you look at the indicators, it's telling you to go north, right? Let's take a look at it. Let's go 60 minutes. Sorry about that. So it's going north, and let's look at the indicators here. You see, going north, it's turning. It's turning there. I mean, this is going to be a trade going north. But look at this. We are looking at this as a high, and I said, look, there's a high here. You know, the average trader is going to say, look, I'll go ahead and take the trade because it's going north. The indicator is saying that. But what a lot of traders don't understand is that you are nearing all-time highs. Now, if you get a buy signal here and you see highs within reach, because it's 60 minutes is pretty recent. I mean, this is just a few days ago. It'd be easy to take this trade. The trouble is when you start getting signals from the King Solomon and it's too close to the high or it's too close to the low. And if you get a sell signal too close to the low, you're going to take it and immediately it's going to bounce and do this, and you'll never recover. So just be very careful. This is why you cannot trade just on indicators alone. You have to do the legwork. Okay, I like taking trades that are trend reversals. Here's a very good example. There's no more screen left, right? For crying out loud. So let's look at it on 480. This is our last one. Let's widen it up. Guys, the first three trades we looked at, they are all-time highs. I think the all-time highs. Anyway, look at this. These could be some monster deals. Look at this. It's going to hit and it's going to come back down. Look what it did here. Let's go to 1 week. Let's see how far off we are. Okay, so when it hit here, I'm thinking it's going to go down. Let's see what other time it's happened that way when it came from the bottom up. When it came from the bottom up, and it kind of went through, but it came back down. That's okay, I guess. It's okay as an example. Yeah, I have to go back to 2015. That's way out there. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. In recent history, when it got here, it bounced. Now, could it go? Now, here's another form of support and resistance. You see this line here? It's a trend line, and it drew a line here. This thing could bounce and go short. Now, this is what they call structure. Now, it could go through this and break structure and keep on going north. It could. It very well could. It can get up to this level here, or it could even get up to this level here. Now, this is 2019, and the economy was doing very well in the middle of 2019. It didn't start to go bad until February, March 2020, or right here. So just keep an eye on this. But this is definitely something you want to take a look at on this line here, because we are already at the all-time high, and we're sitting on a good, a pretty good support and resistance line. You see how it's kissed everywhere? Okay, so this tells me immediately that you should see some action. Let's look at this 60-minute. This is all-time high up here. This is where the line was. So I'd wait till it gets to this point here. Let's just put the text right in the middle of the screen here. Wait for signals. Very close to all-time recent highs. Could bounce short, is what my guess is. Okay, that's how you find trades, guys. Just like that. All-time highs and all-time lows, and that's it. Now let's take a look. We're in a pretty good little clip here. I'm just going to show you why indicators are great, but you still have to watch. I guarantee you're going to see all the money ropes going pointed north. Look at that. Buy, buy, buy. And I'm not talking about Justin Timberlake either, right? I mean, this is a trade. Why wouldn't you take this trade? A monkey could take this trade, but a monkey doesn't know that this is an all-time recent high. So this is why God gave us brains, because we have logic, right? The monkey doesn't know that this is an all-time high, so just wait for it to hit here. And I'd still be reluctant to take the trade if it gives you a buy signal, it breaks here. Because I think that it may test it, it may break through, and it may come back down. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, guys. Tomorrow we'll start doing some more chart training, and we'll cover some scalping as well. So, all right, guys. Kind of a weird world out there. So be nice to people. Maybe we can spread that around instead of some negativity. And like I always say, I believe we're put on this planet to help people that can't help themselves. So treat your family like you do your neighbor. We'll see you later. Thank you for hopping on to Trading Places. Goodbye.